Is something wrong with MICAH? Relatively speaking, the answer is yeah, kind of. Mike Fisher reporting on the Dallas Cowboys from Frisco, home of the Cowboys, on cowboyssi.com, and of course on the Fish Report. And we thank you for following and subscribing along to what we do. The Dallas Cowboys star Micah Parsons, great start to his NFL life. 29 games in, he's got 25 sacks. He's one of the leading guys on the coordinator Dan Quinn's defense. He is a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. He is absolutely an All-Pro candidate and a Pro Bowl lock. But of late, he hasn't quite been his usual disruptive self. And yeah, there's a reason. If you ask Micah, he'll tell you the reason. Micah Parsons never shy about telling you his truth. He's expressing that now. He goes on the Von Miller podcast, the Voncast, and says, quote, "People don't understand trench warfare. I'm not going to lie, when I was playing linebacker a whole lot last year, my body was way more fresh. There were some plays I wouldn't even get touched. Now, I'm on the line, getting touched on every play." And first of all, with all due respect to Micah, we totally understand that. We don't understand quite what it feels like, but we get it. We understand what it looks like, and we understand the wear and tear when you're involved as a defensive lineman versus an off-the-ball linebacker, let's say. And there you go. That's the answer. And there are numbers that back all of this up. It's no secret that the linebacker has dealt with his fair share of injury concerns this year. Ankle and knee a little earlier this year. We know there's a shoulder thing too. He recently said about that ankle and knee, "I've never had that kind of pain before. It went away relatively." Just like this conversation about is something wrong with Micah is all relative. We know he's got a shoulder brace on at times, or at least a way to protect his shoulder. That's a better way of saying it. And he pops in and out of the weekly injury report. Is he still dealing with a little bit of knee, a little bit of ankle, a little bit of shoulder, something else, all of that? His numbers suggest the possibility, yes. In his last two games, Parsons has failed to record a sack against two below par teams and has not had a tackle for loss. Remember, these are specialties of his. Against the Colts and the Texans, one total quarterback hit, which is very un-Parsons-like. Another important stat of note, his snap counts are falling a little bit, and maybe that's a good thing. Before the Vikings game, he had two outings of under 50 defensive snaps. That was against the Rams and the Lions. But then Micah, more recently, has been under 50 snaps in 3 of the last 4 outings. And in the one he was over 50 snaps, he had 51. Coincidence? We don't think so. The production has dropped a little bit. The snap count has dropped a little bit. Is there an underlying issue here? Quinn, quote, "I think it frustrates him when he doesn't make a game-changing play when that's his calling card." And that's part of this as well. But as much as you want game-changing plays, as much as Micah likes staying in the game when the score is 50-0, and we know that's true. And we know the importance of Parsons. Von Miller on this podcast said, they're going to pay you so much and you're so important to that team that when your contract's due, they're going to rename them the Arlington Micah Parsonses or something like that. And he is that important. And he is that valuable. But for now, what's the solution? Fewer snaps, more rest, less edge, more linebacker. Micah is 23. He's just in his second NFL season. He likes to say of his bumps and bruises, that's football. But if trench warfare isn't allowing number 11 to be a game wrecker, that's not Micah Parsons football. On the Cowboys and the NFL, Fish out.